know the debate continues.
I know, less than 24 hours since Apple announced its next generation smartphone, the iPhone 7, and already critics are lining up to pan it and say, why can't they keep up with the Android ones that have been doing stuff for years?
Well, Steve Noviello is here this morning with a look at the new iPhone 7. What are your thoughts?
Good morning to both of you. The first word that comes to mind is expectations. Generally, this is the year in Apple's 2-year redesign cycle when they would announce major hardware changes. And if you expected it, you were disappointed. Take a look. While the new iPhone 7 has a new non-mechanical home button, there was no change to the dimensions of the phone. It's not lighter or thinner. The screen isn't any wider or taller. The phone is, though, now water and dust resistant, which may finally eliminate that moment of panic when the genius at the Apple Store takes out that tiny little flashlight to see if your phone's not working because you got it wet. The biggest hardware change does come to the camera, which just might be a change that's big enough to trigger the need for a new phone case, especially if you opt for the Plus model, which now has two 12-megapixel cameras side by side, which your case will have to accommodate.
Okay, the camera is a big thing for me on the phone.
Well, and it's the biggest performance change to the phone as well, other than battery life and speed. Without a doubt, the new 12-megapixel camera includes a new sensor and lens, which allows for brighter and more detailed photos and better low-light pictures. The 7 Plus gets a bigger upgrade with two 12-megapixel cameras used for real zooming. Plus, an update this fall will include a new depth effect. We're going to see this. We see this already, rather, in a lot of professional photos. The faces in the foreground are sharp. The background is out of focus. That function won't go live until October. You'll know that it is live when suddenly everybody's Facebook profile uses that effect.
Right, exactly.
Big controversy over the round headphone jack. Why did it have to go? And the reaction is not good.
Yeah, Apple called this courageous. Consumers, though, seem to be calling it something else. I had no idea how many people listen to music with wired headphones while charging their phone simultaneously. So many complaints, folks. I did not design this phone. Stop writing to me. With the elimination of the headphone jack and the new Lightning connectivity instead, that's something you can no longer do at the same time. So you'd have to either opt for Bluetooth headphones. Of course, those have limitations because you can't plug them into places like the gym or an airplane's entertainment system. But fear not.
Yeah.
Apple introduced AirPods.
Yeah.
Oh, rough. Yeah. Not kidding, folks. That's what they look like.
There are two things for me to lose now.
I hate to say it, but this is a design fail, Apple. The stems sticking out of the bottom seem cumbersome and awkward, especially when you consider the other truly wireless options on the market, like Samsung's Icon X or soon-to-be introduced Skybuds, which have a much sleeker design and a whole lot of functionality as well. Sure, they charge in their case just like all the other ones, but when it comes to form factor and price, which is $150, by the way,
In addition to like $1 million for the phone.
I think we have a bad Apple, folks. The new iPhone 7 and 7 Plus start at $650. Pre-orders start tomorrow in stores on the 16th.
Now, I heard that next year is like the anniversary of the iPhone.
Okay,
so that
folks.
they're going to be rolling out. That's when they would actually come
and we
out
hear
with
that
the
every
big
year. I
change.
will say this, for everyone who's saying, well, I don't want to do it, I'm going to wait for the 10-year anniversary because that's going to be the year. Look, phones are no longer incentivized or subsidized by these 2-year contracts. So this idea of, I don't want to waste my upgrade on the iPhone 7 because I'm going to wait for the 10-year anniversary, it doesn't really matter anymore. I mean, so you pick one of those plans, and depending on if you actually want to keep the phone at the end of it, you could potentially upgrade again next year. So if you're on the fence,
There were a lot of predictions about what they were going to do, and almost none of them came true.
every year. I mean, that happens every year. And to be a shout out to the Android folks, in all fairness, a lot of this technology that we're wowed over, like the water resistance,
They already
Samsung's
have.
been doing for years.
Right, exactly. Good
Yep.
point.